Last piece of meat on the dinner table with Dad. This is one of my favorite memories. Uh, we had a round table. My mom would always cook me breakfast, and she would cook if we were home. She'd cook us lunch, and she'd always make my dad's lunch or dinner, or get him ready, feed him breakfast, whatever he needed when he went out to work on the railroad, or when he traveled. She would always prepare food for him, egg sandwiches, all the time, egg sandwiches, and other stuff. Anyway, a lot of times when we would be sitting there, it would be my dad would sit across from me on the west side of the table. I was on the east. My mother was on the south, and my two sisters sat on the north end of the table. We had a counter, but we usually sat at the table to eat family dinners. We ate family dinners quite a bit. On Sundays, we would eat a lot of times meat or chicken or things like that, but primarily meat, roast. And we would cut that meat up, and there was usually never anything left over. Growing up, I was always eating very healthily. My dad would eat a lot because he worked physically, and our family ate pretty good. And my mom was a really good cook, or a good cook, and she would make plenty of food, but there was always sometimes one or two pieces of meat left. And so it would be like everyone was full except for me and Dad, and there was one piece of meat left. And I'm like, do you want that piece of meat, Dad? And he goes, no, do you want it? I go, well, I don't know. And then we'd end up probably splitting it, or he would take it, or he would offer it to me, or I would offer it. But there was always kind of that little survival of the fittest, that little, I would like that piece of meat. But there was also the respect of, I'll share it with you, or do you want it? And we always kind of, this is a very fond memory. We'd always be respectful of each other, and we would always try to get the last piece of meat.